Aloha! Alright. First video on this channel. One thing I want to say, well, not first video, but, you know, first serious bass fishing video on this channel. I want to say to you guys that I'm starting a channel, and I want to be big. I mean, who doesn't want to be big? Alright. On this channel, I'm going to be showing you guys tips, tricks, honestly anything you want to know about bass fishing, and the most important part, bass fishing. And fishing all the way from local ponds, farm ponds, to big lakes for tournaments. So, you're going to want to, first thing I want to show you guys, if you're a beginning fisherman, you probably want to learn this new method. It's called, well, not new method, a method called Texas rigging. If you're advanced and you know how to do this, you don't have to watch this. You probably know how to do this. So yeah, you're gonna need 3 to 4 things for this step. You're gonna need a 4/0 or 4/0 or 5/0 offset hook. Doesn't matter what color. Honestly, I picked red because I thought it looked cool. Usually they're like $4 for 5, and they're really good quality. I use Gamakatsu hooks, they're really good. So to do this Texas rig, all you need to do is get yourself a worm. Doesn't have to be this type. It could be a Senko, it could be a fluke, it could be even a tube. Usually you want to use a jig head though for tubes. So yeah, anywhere. To start off, you're going to want to go to some outlet store and get yourself some really good Senkos. I know these are expensive. They're like $6–7 depending where you live. And I bought these in California, $7. I live in Ohio, so I was fishing in California and I just bought these from a store. So yeah, Gary Yamamoto's a really good brand. They're high quality. Very good motion. You can fish these weightless. You don't even have to use a bullet weight. They're really heavy. I like the 5-inch ones. A lot of people use 7–8-inch ones. So yeah, you want to go with the color. The color, it depends on where you live. If you're fishing, if you have clear water, you want to go with something natural. Muddy water, you want to go darker. So yeah, that's all matters on where you live. I live in Ohio. We use darker colors. You got your like something like this middle one. That's a good color. These are good colors. I don't know the names exactly. I organize them from lightest, darkest. You have your pearls, you have your watermelons, you have all these different types. It's not even worth memorizing the names, just know what colors, when to use them. And so yeah, so let's get started with this, alright? Texas rig. Stick your hook in the worm midwise. You want to get it perfectly in the middle. Then you want to go, let's say, a centimeter, and then stick the hook back out of the worm. Alright, and make sure you have it perfectly straight. Push this down, and this is why they call it an offset hook, because it gets that bend, and you'll see why we need that bend in a second. So you want to push the worm up, and once you push it, it starts to twist, and you're like, oh, we don't want that. Oh, actually, yes, we do. So you want to twist that. You let it happen. Twist the hook. So right now, it looks really weird, and from now, you can probably tell what you have to do next. So, when you Texas rig, your hook is going to be like that, except when you, alright, so this is what you want to do. Your hook's should be like that. So you take your hook, and you see where it has the naturalist point, so you're going to want to stick the hook through right there. Alright, and try to get it in the middle, so yeah. And that's a Texas rig right there. You try to get it as straight as possible. If you're fishing lots of weeds, try to cover the tip so none of the weeds get in. All you gotta do is push that, like that, through. I'm not gonna do it right now because I usually don't fish weeds. If you just get that tip in, like that, if you get the tip in, right there, none of the weeds will get in. I personally, where I fish, I don't have too many weeds, and if I'm fishing in weeds, I use creature baits, beaver tails, flipping into there, using a tungsten weight. What else? I mean, you can use jigs. So yeah, honestly, you'll learn more about those later. So yeah. Another option is, because this is personally a very lightweight worm, this would take a couple good 20 seconds, 30 seconds to hit the bottom of, let's say, I don't know, like a 15-foot drop. On the other hand, Senkos a lot faster because they're heavier. So if you're fishing a lighter worm, you're gonna want to get something, a bullet weight, a tungsten weight, anything that you can slip on. So you want to slip this on. Make sure you put this on first. So if this was your, ignore that part. So you'd put on this part first before even tying on your hook. You'd slide it through, and then you tie on your hook, and then you put on your worm. But in this case, we have extra line just to slip it in. So just remember, you gotta put this one in first. Alright, so that's how it meets with the worm. And usually you can just put a toothpick in there and then chip it off, or you can get some bobber stoppers and clip it on so this weight doesn't move too much. So it moves just like that much, or not even none. It all matters your preference, but there you go. That's what a Texas rig is supposed to look like. And in the water, it's highly productive. You can get good amount of bass on this. It doesn't look as effective as let's say you're starting off fishing. Most people, when they start off fishing, they go for the coolest looking bait. They go for their crankbaits. It all matters. I personally, when I started fishing, I thought these were really cool tubes. I had no idea how to fish it. Alright, this was when I was like 3 years old. Not a tube this big, like a crappie tube. And I probably took a size 6 hook and just slid it down the middle. I didn't catch a single fish until, I'll tell you the story later. This is my first fish story. I'll tell you that later. So yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully this helped you a little bit. If not, I'm sorry. So yeah, bye guys.